he should focus on the privilege speech of Marcoleta na so ngayon ang nakakatawa nito pumayag na si Ping Lacson. Oh. Bigla nakialam itong school bukol na senador.
And there was an important fact to that, Ma'am Lorraine, Congressman Jing, na inamin ni Ping Lacson na mayroong 100 billion na umiiral na insertion as revealed by Saldico.
Oh.
At nagunas po siya doon.
Connect na ito. Connect na.
Inamin niya, yan nandito nga, may 100 billion. You were correct about to point out that.
Can I say something?
Gusto kong kunin, Ma'am Lorraine, yung reaction mo. Yes,
Gusto ko lang sabihin, yung sinabi ni Ping yon, no, tsaka ni Soto, ang naiisip ko lang, ito pala yung epekto ng maleta. Yun. Diba? You put it all together, yun pala yun. Kasi foolishness na yung sinasabi nila diba? At saka shameless talaga. So, makita mong kapal talaga ng mga mukha ng mga ito. Gets ko na, maleta. Which, I don't understand kasi ang tatanda na ng mga ito. No? They can't take it with them. Mamamatay na sila, malapit na. No? So, I don't get na talagang sisirain mo ang Pilipinas dahil sa mga putang inang maletang yan. Diba?
Tapos sabi pa ni Soto, dapat hindi nila sinabi yun. Baka malaman ng asawa ko na mayroon palang maleta.
Ginagawa niyang he wants to make it light, no, because he's an Itbulaga noontime show host.
Pagitan po ni Senator Lacson at ni Senator Marcoleta kung saan ay direktang sinabihan on the floor right before his face. Sinabihan siya at tinakusahan ni Senator Marcoleta si Ping Lacson na pinagtatakpan mo ang totoong magnanakaw at nagnanakaw sa kaban ng bayan at sinisira mo ang direksyon ng Senate Committee on the Blue Ribbon for the true and purposive investigation para ma-uncover ang katotohanan. Grabing sagot ni Ping Lacson, pinersonal niya. Pagbubunyag na ito sa mga katiwalian sa gobyerno, Ma'am Lorraine.
There's nothing surprising about it to me, no? Nakita naman natin yung trajectory ni Marcos. Diyan talaga yan papunta. Saka nung pa naman niya ginagawa yan Mas lantaran lang ngayon. Tapos yung sinasabi natin dito ngayon, pinatotohanan lang niya na sindikato talaga ang gobyerno. At nandyan si Matibag para protektahan siya. Andyan si Tito Soto, si Ping Lacson. Kasi yung documents, no, yung sinabi ng mga soldiers sa ordinaryong bansa, i-investigate yan. No, pagka ang gobyerno mo hindi sindikato. Kaso sa atin sindikato, the biggest mastermind is Bongbong Marcos. And the ones who are kasama diyan, implicated in the crime, are also highly invested in the soldiers being arrested, 'di ba? So yung sa akin kasi ang hindi ako nagpapanik sa kanya, mas gusto ko pa nga yan para mas makita ng tao kung ano yung ginagawa ni Bangag, 'di ba? Alam na naman ng Pilipino tanggap na naman ng Pilipino na magnanakaw si Marcos. Ba't ko alam yan? Tingnan mo yung trust rating at saka yun yung sinasabi ng mga surveys. Tsaka alam naman natin magnanakaw talaga yan. Marcos yan 'di ba? So he's doing that he's doing all of this, no? Siya magbabayad niyan, no? Lahat niyan, no? So, I think Jing is here already, no? Hello, Jing.
Okay, nandyan na ba? Ma'am Lorraine, maganda yung pinuntuhan po ninyo,
Yeah.
na hindi ito surprising, hindi ito bago na gagawin nito ni Marcos. Bagamat duwag na magdeklara openly ng martial law, subalit yung instrumentalidad ng martial law, ginagamit niya. Pinapanusutan niya, pinapaikot niya. No, I think ang ating technical team is trying to set up the Zoom connection and para maka-onboard si dating Secretary Jing Paras. Ma'am, pero delikado ito because the NBI is not vested with a court authority. The NBI cannot arrest people without proper cases in court.
Eric, I'm sorry I'm interrupting but you said that, 'di ba? That's not the job of the NBI, right? And yet have you seen them really know what their mandates are, all these offices? No. It's really just everybody on their own trying to protect and defend and cover up for the biggest magnanakaw and for each other kasi kasama sila no? So in other words, what I'm saying is that there really is a failure of government, because they're no longer doing what they're supposed to be doing, what their offices are supposed to be doing. They have their own mandates. They're no longer doing it. Whatever it takes is what they're doing to protect and cover up for the biggest mandarambong, no, si Bongbong Marcos and each other. Ayan.
Pero kailangan pa rin natin ma'am ipaliwanag sa taong bayan for them to stand. For
Yeah.
them na ma-realize nila na dahil
Yeah.
hindi pa sila direktang biktima, akala nila okay lang ito. Dahil ginagawa lang ito doon sa mga nagsasalita, tumututol, at mga naninindigan. Selected pa eh. Pero
Yeah.
kung papayagan po natin na gawin ito ni Marcos at ng kanyang mga instrumento, delikado ito kapag ito ay naging isang kalakaran at naging normal na patakaran na hindi tinututulan ng
Yeah.
mga mamamayan. Ma'am, excuse ha, I think former Secretary for Political Affairs of President Duterte is now on board.
Yeah.
Tawagin natin si dating congressman at dating secretary sa panahon po ni Tatay Digong sa administrasyon ni Pangulong Duterte para bumati po at makipagkaisa sa amin ni Ma'am Lorraine dito sa Bigwas ng Aguila. Secretary Jing Paras, are you there now?
Yes, can you hear me?
Opo,
Yes, loud and
pwede
clear.
na po. And,
Magandang
Congressman,
umaga po sa inyo lahat dyan, mga tagapakinig nitong podcast ni Ka Eric at ang ating dating kasama sa administrasyon ng ating pinakamagaling na presidente, PRRD, Ma'am Lorraine Badoy. Magandang umaga. I should thank both of you for creating this podcast.
Yeah.
Magandang umaga muli sa inyong dalawa.
yes, Kong Jing, Congressman Jing or Secretary Paras, tatanungin ka namin ni Ma'am Lorraine kasi just some few moments ago, nagpadala ng mensahe po si dating Congressman Mike Defensor. They are now at the NBI. Kasama niya ang 18 former soldiers na tinatawag ng 18 new witnesses or 18 whistleblowers at si Attorney Baligod. They were only there for invitation to explain bakit hindi sila dapat kasuhan patungkol dito sa paglalahad nila ng salaysay hinggil sa malawak na korupsyon sa gobyerno. But it turned out, Secretary Paras, sabi namin ni Ma'am Lorraine, nagkaroon bigla ng attempt na ngayon ay gawin ang custodial investigation. Similar doon sa panahon na pwede kang arestuhin at i-detain ni Marcos Sr. just because target kanya na patahimikin. Delikado po ito, Secretary Paras, itong custodial investigation sapagkat palusot ito na diskarte na parang martial law ang ginagamit na instrumento. Ano pong inyong reaksyon dito?
Well, ang pagkaintindi ko ng custodial investigation is formal investigation which you should be represented by a lawyer. Under the rules on evidence and sa ating procedural rules or the rules of court, hindi pwede yung invitation lang ito eh.
Yes.
So, until such time na may formal charge already, hindi ka pwedeng i-confine or you'll be under custody. If custody would mean you'll be incarcerated, no? Labag po sa batas ito na ginagawa kung gaano man katotoo yan ang ginagawa ngayon. So, hindi pa naman natin nakakausap sila. Mukhang haka-haka lang naman ito yatang sinasabi natin. We'll know after the end of the day because pagka ang isang under custody for investigation, hindi pwedeng i-confine for a certain number of hours unless may warrant
Mhm.
or there is already a charge. Kaya if this partakes of parang sinasabi nilang inquest, hindi naman fiscal itong NBI eh. So
Tama.
they cannot undertake inquest kasi yung inquest kasi pag may inuhuli ka, may iniimbestiga ka at under custody mo, you cannot put them under custody within a certain number of hours until you charge them or unless you
Mhm.
charge them. So yun ang
Okay.
tingin ko dyan. So maybe we'll wait for them to tell us kung anong ginawa ng NBI sa kanila.
Sige. Ma'am Lorraine, before ko ipasa sa iyo, brief follow-up lang po ito ha. Congressman Jing, without formal charges in court at wala pa nga, and without the prosecutors or the fiscal filing cases, can the NBI conduct arbitrary and on their own custodial investigation tantamount to holding into their office or into their custody any suspects or any person, any subject that they wish to invite?
Well,
Pwede ba nila i-proceed yan?
sinabihan ko nga si Mike kasi as a lawyer, hindi ka pwedeng pilitin pumunta doon eh.
Yes.
So tinanong ko siya, pupunta ba kayo? Sabi niya, pupunta sila eh. Because you don't have to go.
Tama.
They don't have to appear. Hindi naman sila pwersado mag-appear eh. Wala namang yung NBI, wala namang power to compel. Oh,
Mhm.
to compel and give them in contempt.
Jake,
No.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sige, ma'am, guide, ma'am, guide.
Kasi-
Yes, Lorraine, yes.
Our experience with the Marcos administration is that they don't follow the law, right?
Yes.
They spit on the law, diba? They don't give a shit about due process or anything like that. So, kami ni Eric, for instance, we were invited at the HOR. Even sila Crisette, no, the bloggers invited. And yet, if you didn't go there, they would illegally detain you. Yan ang patakot.
Yes,
Yung
yes.
pananakot, no?
Correct.
And that was what they did to me and Eric. So all of these things, no, from my experience with them, no, is that wala na, there's no law in the Philippines anymore. They've spat on it. They have made it exceedingly clear to the Filipino people that the Constitution no longer exists. The mere fact that President Rodrigo Roa Duterte is in The Hague, no, that's exactly the level of impunity and shamelessness and brazenness of this bangag administration. So, it sounds really almost pitiful when we invoke the law and say, well, they were just invited. Diba? You get what I'm saying? Because,
Yeah. Nandun na tayo
right,
na wala na talagang sinusunod ngayon na
yes,
sila nga mismo sabi nga nila, we can bend the law, 'di ba?
yes.
So this is one probably instance where they are bending the law to favor whatever they wish to come out as far as this 18 Marines and former Congressman Defensor and Baligod for that matter, no? So tingnan natin kung anong outcome nito.
Attorney Jing, makaback-in ako sa iyo. Ay, tatanong ko naman rin, ma'am, i-follow up ko to. Though this may still be hypothetical, pero highly probable to happen today, bilang abogado, what if hindi sila pauwiin ngayon? Isa-isa silang i-custody dahil may ongoing investigation on supposedly cases to be filed against them, ang NBI. What would be the remedy? Anong pwedeng gawin?
Well, kung may mga kasama naman silang lawyer, the lawyer can, tell the NBI that hindi pwede silang i-place in custody. Hindi pwede yun. And that will be in violation of law.
Mhm.
Pwede silang magkaso sa NBI.
Mhm.
Kasi ano yan, it will now, if they will be placed in custody, that is tantamount to warrantless arrest.
Correct.
Once you are, you're already being arrested without a warrant.
Correct.
And ang warrantless arrest, there are certain preconditioned things that should happen before a warrantless arrest can be held. Di
Like
ba?
what?
Mhm.
Like what?
Mhm.
You are one is you're a prisoner that got out of the jail. You jailbreak. Another one is you are caught in flagrante while you are committing a crime. You can be arrested. Or yung tinatawag nilang continuing offense, no?
Mhm.
But this is not they're not committing a crime.
Therefore, Jing, none of those conditions exist.
Walang conditions na ganon that exist. And very clear from the invitation it is revealed that they were just there for questioning, for questioning lang, or for clarificatory
Interview.
interrogation or whatever.
Yeah. Tama. Ma'am Noreen, delikado po ang sitwasyon na ito, kaya namin tinalakay ito. Secretary Jing Paras, you being a lawyer, kami hindi kami mga abogado.
Yeah,
Ma'am
unang-una ka Eric, yung sinasabi sa interview ni Melvin Matibag, alam mo naman to si Melvin Matibag, kasama namin ni Lorraine ito.
Sobrang
At,
di ba, Jing? Sobrang sip-sip KPRR.
well, I cannot say now na walang hiya ito, pero
Walang
in the
hiya
meantime,
yan. Ako na magsasabi, napakawalang hiya niyan.
nakinabang
Sobra.
ito ng gusto sa
Jing.
panahon ni Duterte.
Jing, sobrang
Yes.
sip-sip kay PRRD. Sabihin na
Correct.
natin. Sobrang sip-sip kay PRRD. No, talagang pinagpilitan niya yung sarili niya. Okay?
Bata-bata ito ni Kusi eh. Itong si Kusi itong nagdala niyan eh. Tao ni Kusi ito ever
Ganun
since
ba? I didn't know
doon pa
that.
sa airport.
Mhm.
Tapos pinabigyan pa ni Kusi ng matinding trabaho na pwedeng, alam mo na, it's a lucrative position, no? Yung Transco. So, in fact, I had a chance to talk to him nung nalaman ko na umalis na siya sa PDP. I told him, kasi kaibigan ko ito, with due respect. I told him, pare, nandiyan ka na pala. Sabi niya, nga, Kong, siyempre, congresswoman na yung asawa ko, kailangan sumama sa grupo, parang ganon. So hindi lang siya sumama sa grupo,
Operator.
Ginamit
ano na siya
pa.
ngayon, henchman na ni Marcos siya ngayon.
Henchman, yan. Hatchetman. Ma'am, Congressman Jing, gusto ko pong i-follow up yung binabanggit na ito. Kasi, kaliwat kanan ng pagsasampa ng kaso. In fact, kung hindi niyo ako tinulungan, I will be very frank and straightforward. Nakulong ako, Secretary Paras, kung hindi ako nakapag-bail out sa tulong po ninyo at ng iba pa, kaibigan ni Ma'am Lorraine, sila former Congressman Mike tumulong, at iba pa, hindi ko na i-mention. Pero, kaliwat kanan pa rin ang kaso na isinasampay. In fact, kahapon lang, kasama ko si Ginoong Jason sa another counter affidavit and preliminary investigation sa DOJ, NBI pa rin. At nandun nga ang dalawang agents nila, cyber libel against Marcos sa kanyang health. Ang tanong ko ngayon sa inyong dalawa, you can react both on this. Dahil naging bahagi kayo ng gobyerno ni Pangulong Duterte bilang top officials. Bakit ganito ngayon ang sitwasyon at parang normal lang sa mga tao dahil hindi sila direktang binibiktima, pero malala na ang paggamit ng paglabag sa batas, pagsalaula, bend the law, iniikutan ng batas, wini-weaponize ang batas doon sa mga kritiko na hindi naman ginawa sa panahon ni Pangulong Duterte. May mga kritiko din noon Ano ang comparative views ninyo? Bakit para na-normalize ito na okay lang na ginagawa ito ni Marcos, nagnanakaw na, nandarambong na, gumagamit pa ng instrumento ng martial law, halos hindi pumapalag ang mga Pilipino? Congressman Jing and Ma'am Lorraine.
Well, unang-una, this is a form of harassment. This is a form of persecution. They are using this, bending the law to, make people stop or stop criticism, stop their, availing of the rights under the Constitution tulad ng Bill of Rights, right of speech, the right to, express your grievance, the right to assembly. Ito lahat ay kinikilala ng ating saligang batas. Kunyari, ginagamit nila ang existing laws as an exception daw to the Bill of Rights. So, gagamitan nila ng mga technicality or whatever or misinterpretation of the law. For instance, very clear naman yung mga elements ng inciting to sedition sa revised penal code. I-misinterpret nila so that mayroon silang pagkakataon na sampahan ka ng kaso. Pero kasabwat nila yung fiscal, kasi ang fiscal takot din siguro. Then yung fiscal siguro makiusap sa court na issuean ka ng warrant of arrest. But the damage has been done because pagdating sa trial, madidismiss lang naman yung kaso. Kasi wala naman talagang elements of the crime, no? That they have charged you. So, ito lahat is a form of harassment na parang warning na, sige, kakasuhan ka namin, pero kung tutuloy-tuloy ka pa, talagang tuluyan ka namin. Parang ganon. So, it is a form of suppression on the part of the enemies of the state, so to speak, para tumigil sila sa gawain nila. Pero karamihan sa atin, alam naman natin yung batas, hindi tayo titigil. Because our fight is legitimate. Our fight is to reform this country because it's already being sobra ng kabulustugan itong banyaga na or sabi nga nila si Lupan. O itong sabi ng iba, ito si Lucky Luciano, di mafiosi boss. So, umaastang mafia itong Pangulo natin, paring Eric.
Yes. Ma'am Lorraine, would you like to add doon sa pananaw? Anong comparative view mo nito, ma'am?
There's nothing new that we're seeing. It's a repeat of history. But he's doing exactly what his father, that dictator, that unlamented dead dictator did to the Filipino people. Talagang nilimas ang kaban ng bayan, ang daming pinagpapatay, walang batas noon, no? Buhay na ako noon, dinosaur ako buhay na ako noon, no? Alam ko yung nangyari noon, no? So, there's nothing new, no? But I would like to also say that he is able, no, to bend laws and to destroy our country, to try to cow us into silence by weaponing the entire government against people who criticize his kawalangyaan, no? Because there are a lot of people who help him, no? He's not doing this alone. He has an entire government. He has Matibag. He has Sir Omet Browner. He has these paid bloggers, paid media. He's not doing it alone. He's not the only one that's guilty here. No, so pag dumating yung takdang panahon, dapat pati yung mga yan, kailangan silang pagbayaran. I want to read very briefly with your indulgence something that the retired Supreme Court Noel Tiham wrote. I love this guy so much because he's an elder, no? So he said, Some people try to become powerful by hurting their own country. They damage their nation and betray their own people just to get ahead. Those people deserve the worst punishment possible. Nothing is too harsh for someone who destroys their homeland for personal gain. I agree.
Correct.
And we see it.
Malinaw po.
We see it all around us. We see these parasites, no, these blood-sucking parasites na talagang they'll do anything to try to get ahead. May mga ambisyon, no, maging president, Diyos ko Lord, or whatever their ambitions are. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
They want the endorsement of Bangag. Like they don't know that it's a kiss of death. Okay.
Yes.
Wala
And
si-
going towards that, sa sinabi ni former or retired Supreme Court Justice, Senior Justice,
Yeah.
Noel Quijam, Secretary Paras and Ma'am Lorraine, mayroon pong, balikan natin mamaya, baka mag-update si Congressman Mike Defensor at ang mga
Yeah.
from the NBI side. Matindi po ang salpukan sa Senado, Secretary Jing Paras, no? Especially sa pagitan po ni Senator Lacson at ni Senator Marcoleta, kung saan ay direktang sinabihan on the floor, right before his face. Sinabihan siya at inakusahan ni Senator Marcoleta, si Ping Lacson, na pinagtatakpan mo ang totoong magnanakaw at nagnanakaw sa kaban ng bayan at sinisira mo ang direksyon ng Senate Committee on the Blue Ribbon for the true and purposive investigation para ma-uncover ang katotohanan. Grabing sagot ni Ping Lacson, ano?
Nasagot
Pinersonal niya si Senator Marcoleta at hindi siya makasagot doon sa mga valid issues na ito. Your take on this, Secretary Paras, sa pagsiklab ng sagupaan sa Senado, partikular kay sa pagitan ni Ping Lacson at ni Marcoleta.
Very clear naman yung privilege speech ni Marcoleta. He focused on the issue of the duty of the Blue Ribbon Committee. Siyempre, ang Blue Ribbon Committee, hindi naman pag-aari ni Ping Lacson yan.
Tama.
May mga miyembro dyan na may katungkulan, may interest sa subject matter. The subject matter is to investigate anomalies, and time again, itong si Ping Lacson, sinasabi niya na follow the evidence. So, yun ang tinutumbok ni Senator Marcoleta na ang dami ng instances na pwedeng certain individuals may have been involved in the corruption, may have been involved in the Maleta scam, and they are in possession of evidence to prove that certain people committed probably plunder, committed graft and corruption, bribery, and hindi niya sinusunod yung mga dinadaldal niya sa publiko na follow the evidence, tulad nitong 18 Marines. Whether whatever past they have, they can be considered discharged, they can be considered. But the fact is that they were hired by Saldico. Kung kriminal ka ba o kung ano ka ba dyan, pero binigyan ka ng trabaho ni Saldico na mag-deliver ng maleta, you have to focus on the fact na nag-deliver sila ng maleta at kanino dineliver. At ano na yung laman ng maleta. Yun ang dapat ang focus. Hindi yung, kung na-discharge ka, wala ka ng credibility. Hindi naman yun. Di ba? So, ito po lahat ang nangyayari dito. Pero si Ping Lacson, kaya nga sabi ni Miriam Defensor na Pinky, ang tawag niya dyan. Alam mo naman ang Pinky. Kung Panpilo ang pangalan mo pero tatawagin kang Pinky, ano bang ibig sabihin yan? So,
malambot.
Malambot. Hindi mo alam kung anong gender mo. Di ba? So, yun ang ibig sabihin na double face.
Double face. Double cara.
Double face. He's a double face. Tapos titirahin niya si Marcoleta ng personal. He should focus on the privileged speech of Marcoleta na so ngayon ang nakakatawa nito pumayag na si Ping Lacson. Bigla nakialam itong school bukol na senador. Na i-present mo muna yan doon sa kwan. I-present mo muna yan doon sa Committee on Rules. Dapat sana mag-inhibit ito si school bukol senator. Itong Senate President kasi may 5 malita siya allegedly na
Correct.
dapat they should not have made a comment. Pinabayaan niya yung chairman ng Blue Ribbon Committee na pumayag ng ipatawag yung 18 Marines. Biglang ito si School Bukol Soto place a monkey wrench on Lacson's resolve to call for a hearing of the 18 Marines. Parang kakatawa ito. Tom, ano bang tawag dyan? Kids, and jammer kids ba yan? Itong dalawang...
Tom and Jerry. Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah.
Ma'am Lorraine, your take on
Parati
that.
silang dalawang magkasabwat itong
magkasabwat.
Senate President at saka itong pro tempore senator, di ba?
Ma'am Lorraine, yung tanong ko po, baka gusto mo magbigay ka ng opinion din doon sa sumalpok na posisyon sa Senado kahapon, 2 araw na magkakasunod na ito, Ma'am Lorraine.
Mula nung naglumabas yung 18 na soldiers, I'm just having fun. I'm so amused, I'm so entertained by how these people na pinangalanan dyan sa document na yan, how they're responding, no? And the most entertaining to me, no, apart from Trililing, is this two Dumb and Dumber, no? Halatang halata kasi if this were in another country, no, that's more civilized, who doesn't have a drug addict president na magnanakaw that they're trying to protect, the first thing you should have done was to inhibit yourself from any investigation. And this Ping Lacson, this Pinky, should have resigned right away as head of the Blue Ribbon. Kung talagang kung matinong bansa ito, kaso hindi. And they are there for very good reasons, for very clear reasons, which is to defend and protect the Mandarambong, which turns out to be not just para the Mandarambong, but even themselves, no? They have to protect themselves. This is already an existential threat, no? Na talagang yung buhay na nila yung pinaglalaban nila dyan, which is to me very amusing when I listen to them, kasi parang they minimize it, they ignore it, di ba? It's like catching your wife in bed with another man and pretending that you didn't see it, di ba? And then it's just they just go on and on. Kaya nakakatawa what this guy is doing, but I see why. I understand why. We understand. The Filipino people understand why. And all the more that they do this, all the more they dig a deeper hole for themselves. But I don't think there's a way out for them anymore. I think this Ping Lacson and everybody there in that document, wala na, tapos na sila. Alam na ng Pilipino magnanakaw kayo. Okay? Kasi kung yung sinabi nga nung mga soldiers ay nagmamatch sa sinabi ni Zaldico, na sinabi ni Gutesa, na sinabi ni Toby Chanco, na sinabi ni Zaldico, na hindi naman sila nag-uusap-usap. It matches perfectly, no? It's di ba? So,
correct. I agree.
At saka, kay Eric,
Right, sir.
hindi lang yun.
yeah.
Yung ni-reveal ni Erice, ni-reveal ni ano ba ito? Tinio.
Antonio Tinio. ng CPP.
Yung galing doon sa ni Libiste, yung computer na
Yes. I forgot, yes.
yung statement ni Yusek Adrian Bersamin, nagsasabi na nabigyan sila ng yung mga kandidato ng administration were given money. So, during the campaign, maliban doon sa binigay doon kay Andrew E. na 68 million daw, nagbigay din ng allocation sa mga candidates for senator.
Tama.
So, kung patawag nila si Adrian, baka ma-identify yung mga senador na kandidato doon sa administration. So that's also another fact na hindi niya pinatawag si Adrian Bersamin, which was mentioned by Marcoleta. Kasi it might marireveal sila na talagang independent daw sila pero sumakay sila doon sa administration lineup, precisely pala may purpose pala sila para maambunan sila, di ba?
Opo,
So
malinaw dito, Kong Jing, ang binabanggit po ninyo ay binisto po, Ma'am Lorraine, mga kababayan, ni Senator Marcoleta, si Senator Ping Lacson. Ang sinabi niya, hindi ba ikaw ang voluntary na nagmayabang na may dalawang secretary or undersecretary na involved sa mga pangangatay ng budget? At nang tinanong ka sa isang pagpupulong natin, hindi mo lang pinangalanan, pero alam mo at kilala mo na, o bakit ayaw mo sila ngayong ipatawag? Sabi mo dahil wala sa transcript or minutes, sinabi mo na nga during the deliberation ng budget. Ibig sabihin po, inariglo si Ping Lacson nang marinig ng Malacanang nila Romualdez at Marcos na isisiwalat niya ang koneksyon ni Bersamin, kinausap na siya most likely. Kung kaya bakit hindi na niya ipinalabas pa ang invitation kay Adrian Bersamin. May isa
Tapos,
pa yun, Congressman Jing.
kay Rick, mayroon pang
Involved
isang
doon si
sinabi
President
siya.
Onaybar.
Mayroon pang isang sinabi si Ping. Remember, nung lumabas yung kay Saldico na statement, na sinabi ni Saldico na pina-insert ni Marcos
Bongbong.
Jr. yung 100 billion at
Yeah.
this fact was sinabi ni Saldico, ang nagsabi sa kanya si Amina Pangandaman at saka si and clear it with Adrian Bersamin. Ang reaction kaagad ni Ping Lacson ay hindi imposible yan si presidente. Baka gawa-gawa lang ni Pangandaman yan at ni Bersamin. Siya mismo kasi sabi ni Yusek Bernardo mayroong in-insert. But they were talking of different insertions dahil napakalawak nitong insertions nito. The 100 billion that is being raised by Saldico may be a different amount than to the amounts that Yusek Bernardo was saying. Pero inunahan na kagad ni Lacson na imposible yan si Presidente. Baka ginamit lang ang pangalan ni Presidente, ni Pangandaman at ni Bersamin. At sila ang nagpa-insert kay Saldico. Diba? So dapat doon pa rin, tinatawag na rin niya yung dalawa. Diba?
Opo. And there was an important fact to that, Ma'am Lorraine, Congressman Jing, na inamin ni Ping Lacson na mayroong 100 billion na umiiral na insertion as revealed by Saldico. At nadulas po siya doon.
Connect na ito. Connect na.
Yan. Inamin niya, yan, nandito nga, may 100 billion. You were correct about to point out that.
Can I say something?
Gusto kong kunin, Ma'am Lorraine, yung reaction mo. Yes,
Hindi, gusto ko lang sabihin, yung sinabi ni Ping yon, no, tsaka ni Soto, ang naiisip ko lang, ito pala yung epekto ng maleta. Yun. Diba? You put it all together, yun pala yun. Kasi foolishness na yung sinasabi nila diba? At saka
Kamaliwan.
Shameless talaga. So, makita mong kapal talaga ng mga mukha ng mga ito. Gets ko na, maleta. Which, I don't understand kasi ang tatanda na ng mga ito. No? They can't take it with them. Mamamatay na sila, malapit na. No? So, I don't get na talagang sisirain mo ang Pilipinas dahil sa mga putang inang maletang yan. Diba?
Tapos sabi pa ni Soto, dapat hindi nila sinabi yun. Baka malaman ng asawa ko na mayroon palang maleta.
Nag-ano siya,
Tarantado.
ginagawa niyang ano, he wants to make it light, no? Because he's an Itbulaga noontime show host.
So
It's all
nakita
because
tuloy na pag may mga iba siyang kita, hindi niya dinideclare sa asawa niya. I-transit niya
Oo.
sa
Isa pa yun, no?
subconsciousness.
Oh, pero ito ang ito ang magandang punto, Ma'am Lorraine, ng isang netizen natin. Sabi nila, di ba ka, Eric, ang pagpapatawag sa 18 former soldiers na naging 18 witnesses na ngayon at kina former Congressman Mike Defensor at Attorney Baligod ay para sa pag-imbestiga kung ano po ang kanilang salaysay. Parang lumalabas ngayon, ipinatawag sila para sampahan sila ng kaso. Hindi yung kanilang ibinunyag ang pinag-uusapan ngayon. Kung hindi, bakit nila ito ibinunyag na ang layunin ay ang mga nag-imbestiga o ang mga dapat nagsiwalat ay dapat protektahan ng NBI. Hindi po yung kanilang isiniwalat at mga itinuro, ito ngayon ang pinoprotektahan, yung mga magnanakaw. Your reaction to
Tama.
that sa reaction ng netizen natin ngayon na nakikinig din pala sa mga balitang ito.
Kay Eric, ito lang ang masasabi ko dyan, ha? Itong patawag ni Matibag, ang sinasabi niya, hindi yung iimbestigahan niya yung mga Marines doon sa mga diniliver na malitang maleta, kundi sino ang nag-udyok daw. Ang background itong, kaya minimension niya yung isang general na nag-recruit nitong mga ex-Marines na ito, itong dalawang army at many more. 100 plus daw na mga ex-soldiers na maging empleyado ni Saldico. Alam ko, mayroong isang general, matagal ko na, kasi kaibigan ko yun si Saldico, matagal na. Mayroong isang general na retired. I think, na-mention yata yung pangalan, si General Sodusta.
Si Jeffrey Sodosta, class 75 eh. At may isa pa General Gabriel Ta.
ano yan, consultant, alam ko, consultant ni Saldico. So ano naman kasalanan nung si General Sodusta, kung siyang inutusan, he is being an employee of Saldi, na inutusan siya, baka may reliability itong mga ex-Marines na magiging utusan. Pero hindi naman alam ni Sodusta, hindi naman alam ng mga ex-Marines kung anong ipapagawa ni Saldico. Now, kung nalaman na ngayon through the Marines na ito palang ginagawa, dapat ito ang imbestigahan ni Matibag.
Mhm.
Kasi dito yung nanggaling ang krimen, yung sa pag-deliver ng mga maleta-maleta. Because ang pinanggalingan ng pera niyan, pera ng bayan. At binibigay sa mga congressman, mga senadong, at lalo na yung nakaupo dyan sa Malacanang, di ba? Yun ang
Claro.
criminal offenses. Yun dapat ang imbestigahan niya.
Tama. Ma'am, your take on that sa binanggit ng netizen, yung mga whistleblowers, sila ngayon ang iniipit, pinipilitpit at kakasuhan pa. Hindi yung mga itinuro at mga nakinabang sa tunito-nilada mali-malitang pera na ito na sila ang nag-deliver pero sila pa ang may kasalanan ngayon sa mata ng NBI at sa mata mismo ni Boying Rimulya. Ang binibira niya yung 6 daw dyan, may kaso pang murder, ang iba discharged dishonorably. So they attack the personalities but they did not address the message and the testimonies, Ma'am Lorraine.
do I look like I'm surprised? I'm not surprised because that's what they've been doing since the get-go. And why? Because itong pangulo na itong hindi ko yan pangulo, kriminal yan. At ang ginawa niya sa gobyerno, ginawa niyang criminal syndicate. Yung mga yan, inappoint niya para pagtakpan yung mga krimen niya at hindi siya nandyan para tumakbo, hindi siya tumakbo para magsilbi, kundi para magnakaw sa Pilipino at patagalin ang sarili sa gobyerno. Alam natin yon. Para patagalin ang sarili sa kapangyarihan. So yung ginagawa niya ngayon, kung ano yung ginawa niya nung una pa lang, kaya niya inappoint yung mga nandyan at nag-bend the law, yung kakapalan ng mukha nila, no? Ay it's to protect him, no? And to protect the mastermind. Kasi lahat naman sila they benefit from it, which is why I really love what Justice Tiham said, no? They deserve the worst punishment na sinisira ninyo ang Pilipinas. There's nothing surprising about what Matibag is doing or what anybody in this government is doing right now. Nothing. It's very consistent with who Bongbong Bangag Marcos is. A criminal, a plunderer, a drug addict. Yan, siya yan. That's who he is. And this is why the government is really it looks like a mental asylum, a sanatorium. It's like it's run by a madman. No? So, at talagang ang parurusahan. Pero alam mo, may lang akong gusto sabihin ha, they're doing it to the right people. They're doing it to these soldiers. And the soldiers said that this will be their last. You know that saying where you think this for these people who adore money like these idiots do, until you find a man for whom money means nothing, then you will know how truly poor you are. Yan, nakatapat na nila ang mga sundalong yan, no? Malalaman na nila ngayon kung ano ibig sabihin ng tapang, prinsipyo at pagmamahal sa bayan. Na tama talaga na ang kinalaban nila sundalo. Tama yan. Tama si PRRD in his faith in the Filipino soldier. Kasi yan yung sinasabi ni PRRD eh. Yan ang protekta sa atin. Hindi si Browner. Walang kwenta yan si Browner. He's like Bongbong Marcos. He's dog. So, hindi. So,
Yes, Secretary Paras, kukunan ka namin ng reaction also ni Ma'am Lorraine. Thank you, Ma'am Lorraine. Ito naman po, binabanggit ni Tito Soto, binabanggit ni Ping Lacson, na kapag binuksan ang Senate Blue Ribbon Committee para pakinggan ito mga former soldiers na ito, magkakagulo, sapagkat it appears na sila yung mga sinungaling, destabilization lang ang habol nila. Prejudged. At ito ay nakakahiya. At sinabi nga ni Senator Marcoleta, akala ko magaling na investigador ka. Hindi ka na pala magaling na investigador. Manghuhula ka na pala ngayon. Your take on this, Secretary Paras. Magulo, destabilisasyon lang ito, paggulo lang.
These are, alam mo naman yan self-defense or ano na nila yan parang pinagtatakpan yung sarili nila. Kasi alam naman nila yung implication kung pakinggan yon, silang maituturo at they will be dumbfounded when these things are being already part of the Senate. Kaya nga nakakatawa yung sinasabi ni Ping, bakit daw hindi pa pinirmahan yung partial? Saan ka ba nakakita na ikaw nag-investigate, ihinto mo, tapos gagawa ka ng partial? Wala pa ako. Sa tagal ko sa Kongreso, I became a chairman of a committee. We never come out with a report if it's not complete. And you have already, ended your investigation. Dito, hindi natin, sabi niya, huminto na siya ng investigation, pero partial pa pala. So, anong klaseng patakaran mayroon itong Pinky na ito? Ha? Kaya ayaw pirmahan ng mga peers niya kasi partial. Tapos, pag may makikita siya, i-resume niya yung bakit hindi na lang niya tapusin habang may mga ebidensya pa na maraming mga nakakalap na mga ebidensya na pwede niyang isalang doon sa Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. Pero hindi niya ginawa. Tapos ngayon gagawa siya ng partial. Nakakatawa naman yun, partial. Ha?
Parang Bombay, Secretary Paras, pwede ka mag-ulugan. At pwede namang hindi buo, pero mali. Ang prinsipyo dyan, buuin mo, tumbukin mo, tukuyin mo ang kumpletong investigasyon bago mo i-require ang committee members to sign. And so that it will become a committee report. At ngayon, lumalabas na ayaw na niya talagang entertainahin ang mga kagaya ni Adrian Bersamin, ang kagaya ni ning 18 Marines or 18 former
Si
soldiers.
Pangandaman. Kailangan niya isalang yun. Si
ayaw niya
Pangandaman.
ipatawag. Yes.
Marami pang pwedeng isalang yung mga congressmen na binensyon ni Diskaya.
In fact, binanggit sa kanya ni Senator Marcolita Ma'am Lorraine, Congressman Jing. Sabi niya, why so special ang treatment mo kay Martin Romualdez? When all of the revelations in the entire story of the narrative and declaration of testimony, at the center of it, si Romualdez. At syempre, pag may Romualdez, may Bongbong Marcos. Bakit mo ito i-deny, Ma'am Lorraine?
Ano sagot? Ano sinagot niya?
Wala, hindi niya sinagot. Sabi niya, interparliamentary courtesy. Nirespeto natin ang kapwa natin mambabatas. Your take on that, Ma'am Lorraine?
Yeah, but he's correct. They're correct about when they say destabilization. It will really destabilize their criminal syndicate, of which they are part of, no? Yung mga maleta nila, sarap isampal sa mga mukha nila. Tama yun, masisira talaga ang sindikato nila. No, so, parang for me, I take the long view on this. History will judge them harshly. Kasi dadaan naman ito everything passes, no? Like what PRRD says, nothing lasts forever. There will be a day of reckoning for everyone. And in fact, that day of reckoning has already arrived. Have you seen Bongbong Marcos? I think he's shitting everywhere already, no?
Yeah.
Bagsak na bagsak ang katawan niya. No, so that day of reckoning has arrived, and in a few breaths, no, those two are going to pay heavily.
Alam mo, ako naniniwala ako sa karma
talaga? Yes.
And it's coming It's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming to them.
You know
Little
what?
by little, kung hindi man mapunta sa kanilang person, it goes to one of the members of their family.
You know what, Jim?
Pwede.
You know
Pwede.
what, Jim? The little things that we take for granted, no, like our health, bangag no longer has it, obviously, no. Obviously,
Yeah.
you know. So a farmer who shits where he can shit, where he shit, the plumbing is still correct, is so much richer than that asshole, that magnanakaw, because health is wealth. No, so yang ginagawa niya, nakaw ng nakaw, that's blood money. No, exactly what his father did to us, 'di ba? And look what FM Senior has. A son like Bongbong Marcos.
Nagpe-prepare na daw yung Guinness Book of Record ng Part 2.
Yeah.
Tama.
Kasi yung Part 1, sinasabi, the biggest thief
Yeah.
of a country.
Yes.
Yung Marcos Sr. Mayroon na daw piniprepare na ilalabas pretty soon na Part 2, yung Guinness Book of Record. I don't know kung sino yan.
Ang title daw, Congressman Jing, Ma'am Lorraine, the greatest robbery of a government by the government.
Yeah.
Gobyerno na nagnakaw ng sariling gobyerno niya dahil ang kay tatay niya was only $10 billion in 20 years. Ang average estimate ng ninakaw at nawala sa Pilipinas sa kay Marcos Jr., Secretary Jing and Ma'am Lorraine, estimated to be $40 billion in just a matter of less than 3 years. You're correct about that. And this is no joke anymore, mga kababayan, sapagkat ang ating rating sa Transparency International, number 3 po ang Pilipinas sa pinakakurakot sa Asia-Pasifiko na kontinente at rehiyon. Ang ating tinalo lang ay ang nakatalo sa atin, Myanmar at Cambodia. Then Pilipinas po. Tayo ang
Eric,
pinakabulok sa korupsyon.
huwag kang mag-mention ng figures. $40 million. Baka marinig ni Ping Lacson yan. Ano yan? Math wizard. Baka mamaya kikwentahan ka niya. Mali ka.
Yeah. Ito, Kong Jing, I estimate na mga dating Finance Secretary, Ma'am Lorino, I heard ang binanggit ni Jesse Stanislao at ni Del Rosario, somewhere around $40 billion ang nawala sa Pilipinas in the last 3 years. I believe Congressman Jing or Secretary Jing, Ma'am Lorraine, they are having a very clear perspective na malubha, malala, at napaka-sistematiko ng nangyaring pandarambong that even not an ally into this kind of sentiments. Narinig natin, nagkondina mismo si Senator Franklin Drilon. Sabi niya, hindi ko pa naranasan sa tanang buhay ko ang ganitong uri ng nakawan sa gobyerno ngayon.